Another hardwired nervous system reaction that we have is called flight. And that's when we take flight from ourselves. So we take flight from somebody else. We get away from a circumstance. Sometimes we do that by dissociating, or we might actually do it, just by abandoning ourselves in a moment where it would matter that we don't do that. But we have this appease and acquiesce mode, as we call it, the please and appease mode. And that is a form of flight. I'm taking flight. I'm leaving my own values. I'm leaving how I place myself as a person of value in a circumstance, and I default to pleasing and appeasing you. So I'm taking flight of myself, even though I might be appeasing you. And the part of us that goes to flight is doing that for safety again. We also take flight when we leave our own value system. We might set up the day saying, it's going to be a healthy day. I'm going to do my self-care practices. I'm going to put myself on my list. I'm not going to be like off screen here, off the radar screen. I'm going to matter today. And yet you walk out the door and you take flight of those very statements you just made to yourself. You forget about them. You self-abandon. Self-abandonment takes the form of many expressions, but it can be something like, I'm not going to go through the drive-through today, and then there you are in the drive-through, whatever that might be. I'm not going to go to that Starbucks line today, but then there you are in the Starbucks line. Like you made a commitment in a moment of mental well-being and mental clarity, and then something happened. Your body got activated, your nervous system, your implicit memories got tossed up, and you're in the same line to do the same thing, abandoning the commitment that you had made to yourself earlier in the day. So it can be a self-abandonment. It can also be a please and appease to somebody else. We give up on ourselves to please and appease because we might be avoiding a conflict that we don't know how to solve. So these are safety mechanisms, and we want to acknowledge that that's why they're there. And we also want to overcome them, because what has been there to provide protection becomes, again, preservative, preserves the status quo, and it becomes preventative. We can't move forward in our life. So let's picture that you got into one of those kind of moments of awareness. Oh, I'm about to self-abandon. I'm about to take that experience again. And you don't want to do it. You don't want to take flight. You want to stay in your value system, in your sense of center. Take a wide stance. And I don't think you can do this right in front of the boss, right? And you're going to do it before you get in the car to go to the drive-thru, or before you're walking into Starbucks, like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. If that was one of the commitments you made to yourself, was like less caffeine or less commercialized beverages or something, whatever it was for you. Okay, a wide stance. Take the arms out to the side. Now imagine the breath filling up the entire circumference of this space. What you're saying to yourself is, my values matter and I matter. You're not going to go invisible or dissociate, or go invisible means pleasing and appeasing others, but inside there you become a shell of yourself. You just become the appeaser part of you. Kind of like acquiescing. Just become the acquiescing part of yourself. Right now, breathe in to the whole circumference of who you are and that space that you get to occupy. Turn your right foot out. And exhale, come into Warrior Two to your right, gaze to your right. And breathe in deeply and lovingly. Breathe in a way where you get grounded, you connect back into the lower hemisphere of your body. You are here in the present, standing your ground, so you're not going to be appeasing, acquiescing, taking flight, as if you were abandoning yourself. With your next inhale, rise up to center, hands to the heart. Turn your right foot in, turn the left foot out. Inhale again, try it on, expanding out into the space you get to occupy. And holding on to your own inner value system, come down to your left into Warrior Two. Gaze over your left fingers. And practice breathing in a way that encompasses this entire circumference, from your feet to your fingertips to the crown of your skull, the front body and the back body. so that you get to matter to yourself. All the while, let that part of you that knows how to appease, how to acquiesce, how to please, how to maintain safety, let it know that you're not disregarding the need for safety, but you're trying to bring greater wisdom and perspective in right now. Let's do next inhale, rise up to center, make the feet parallel. Let's bring the heel toe in. You may have noticed in your life a correlation between when I please and appease, or acquiesce and regress. Pardon me for the little cute phrases there, but if you have some phrases, it does help you to recognize the process. Please and appease is something that we learned a long time ago. It works to a certain extent. Acquiesce and regress means I'm acquiescing again because it's a part of my history. So it's a little bit regressive for me to go back there. But when we're doing that, you might notice that another part of you is going to the snack machine, the vending machine, getting one more coffee or soda, or, please and appease. Oh, I'll have a donut while I do that. So we don't want to have this safety mechanism that now needs us to numb the pain of that self-abandoning. Okay, so warrior two is one way to do that. Now we're going to step to the front of the mat. And when we step backwards, we're going to be stepping backwards into something of strength. So inhale, raise both arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, come to chair pose. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, bend your knees, take the left toes back, step back into this position of strength. Root down into your legs, so there is a place of grounding. Rise up with your heart. Give yourself permission to have your own needs and values, not simply to please and appease, nor to acquiesce and regress. Now in a moment when we go forward to stand up, there's going to be a strong inhale and a strong exhale. So let's breathe in deeply, and on the exhale, step forward and pull the arms down. And so like you arrive in this place of solid strength. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, come to chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend the knees, take your right toes back. Inhale, lift up and strengthen the lower hemisphere of your body and the reach that you have where your values are going to matter to you on this day. In fact, you're going to keep mattering to yourself, and today is not a day of self-abandonment. Okay, now we're going to inhale, strong breath in. And then exhale, step forward, pull the arms down and take your stance. Momentarily close your eyes in mountain pose and listen for that inner feeling of grounding and assuredness. You don't have to self-abandon and then have to self-sedate later. Hold on to yourself during the day, not taking flight away from yourself. You can hold on to your inner self during the day. Bring your hands to your heart and appreciate yourself once again. Let's give appreciation to the parts of us that were willing to be here for this practice just now. May you find a new neurological pathway in which you can walk today. May you come to this day with courage, with a commitment to yourself, not for the protective mechanisms that became preservative, that became preventative, but can you come now with some proactive mechanisms where you can have a sense of your purpose, moving in a direction of your healing and wholeness. Thank you for being here. Namaste. As always, if practices are helpful for you, please don't forget to leave questions and comments down below the video. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time.